Okay. Maybe we'll get something better this time. I'll be damned. We will get something better this time. So we are going straight for, straight from terrible things all the way up to the top of the heap. Going all the way back to Kirby's beginnings. Back when you hit up to fly. I wonder, can you... Nope, you cannot even double jump to fly. It is only jump and hit up to fly. Awesome. And I got the little mushroom cap guys, which take 2 hits. We got Pep Brews, which restore 2 vitality each. Oh. We got in 1, apparently. We also got the little birds, which never really got any names. We got a Waddle Dee in here. We got a Bronto Bert. Some of them fly in simple patterns. Others will, like, directly attack you. We got a Poppy Brothers Jr. We'll be meeting Poppy Brothers Sr. in just a moment. All the enemies. So many we'll see again, and will give us powers in later Kirby's, but here in this one, copy ability does not yet exist, so it is just inhale and spit. So yes, Poppy Brothers Sr., who would later become the creature that you use for the bomb ability. More Bronto birds. Don't know the name of the giant creature there, but it becomes tougher in later games when enemies actually have, like, hit points and take multiple hits. Also, at this point, there is no dash for Kirby. That's another thing that would get implemented in later games. There are some things that are in this game only, and never used again in later games, so it sort of balances out. And the old magic food bag, because this is before the Maxim tomato came around. Instead, it's just a magic food bag that completely heals you. I could have sworn that one of these had a 1-up on the side. Check your instruction manual, Rabbit. It's a magic food bag. Yep, we can dive bomb. Can't slide, though. I think Vim's has the instruction manual, but I'm not 100% certain. And Wispy Woods, the traditional first boss. And this is the reason why it became a tradition in the first place. You don't have to hit him in the nose, but it does present the biggest target. And we get the first little star. And the very first Kirby dance. So many firsts for the Kirby series in this game. Here's another thing that later on in Dreamlands 2 and 3, they would have those little stage cutscenes. Good old mic power. Oh, right, this is the thing that has multiple directions to go. May have missed out on something up there, but oh well. And the little creature with the broom is a broom hatter, appropriately enough. Which door was it? Let's try this door. You know, before we get killed. That's a bit too close. And the ever-present Gordos. You cannot kill the Gordos in this game, I don't believe. Maybe with the invincibility lollipop, but I'm not 100% certain. But either way, you cannot inhale Gordos. Also, this is before Kirby could even spit bubbles, so underwater, he's defenseless. Good old invincibility lollipop. With Shatso the cannon around. And some Mumbies. Mumbies the mummies, which cannot be inhaled. They can be killed by spitting something else at them, though, which we may have to do if we encounter them again. We get our first encounter with Lololo. Yes, they pulled Lolo and Lala from The Adventures of Lolo, and just added a third onto their names. So the bosses are Lololo and Lalala. And Krunk is now mentioning that even in later games you cannot kill the Gordos even with the invincibility lollipop. And here is a thing that would not reappear for decades. Spicy curry. For a brief period of time, you have unlimited shots. Okay, where is... Here it is. So we can just basically go to town on everything in the way. And still get hit. Nice. Alright, back over there. Nothing. I'll just pick the pep brew and continue on our way. Some of these doors lead to dead ends and loop arounds. Others continue us forward, right to the battle with Lololo and Lalala. Always wanted... yes, always want to jump or duck behind them, you know, for safest purposes of hitting them before, you know, they get too close to you. Trying to get in front of them, steal the thing, hit them, and then get away would be rather difficult. And in later battles with these guys, or guys like these guys, they would really spice things up, but it's very simple. Very, very simple for this first battle. And I don't know what that thing is that Kirby caught, but it doesn't really appear anywhere else. It's only in that one cutscene. Kind of hard to identify. Also, the first appearance of the coconut bombs. If you walk under them, they fall and explode. Also notice me failing to inflate at times. I'm still trying to double tap A to fly, and it's not working, because that ain't the way this worked so long ago. That was not the brightest of moves. Let's see if we can kill a Shatso with a mic. I doubt it. We killed Shatso with a mic. Awesome. I believe down here is either some health or a 1-up. It was health. Nice. Slightly less in danger at the moment. That's one of those things that you kind of have to be aware of it ahead of time. Be on the right-hand side, going up there. Otherwise, coconut bomb. Should get 1-up down here. Yes, sir. Nice old 1-up. And the floating head things are called Kaboo. They're another of the staples that would show up repeatedly throughout the series. Okay. Now, just a magic food bag. Only one short. I don't think we're in trouble. Especially not when we have spicy curry up ahead. Okay, there should be a bit more health down here, I believe. And another 1-up. Game is generous with them in this stage. pretty much the only thing I would say that would make this game better than it is if we had the dash ability. That's the only thing I'm missing right now. Everything else is fantastic. Like, the copy powers aren't even really necessary here. And we go up into the clouds. But we're not quite to Krakow yet, or Krakow, or whichever it is. First, we get a cool mint leaf for infinite flight and infinite shots. And we face Kaboola, a forgotten boss. There are lots and lots of things would recreate this first Kirby game in later things like Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Adventure. None of them included Kaboola, or the mint leaf. And now we get to Bubbly Clouds. That bastard Krakow. Krakow, or... I don't honestly know. I also don't know what is up with that creature. It just sort of falls to its death, and... yeah. Oh, okay, so that one is actually aimed at you, so... maybe it's... oh jeez. This guy... this guy is a staple of the Kirby series. He's in almost every single one. This is Scarfy. If you try and inhale Scarfy, he doesn't like it. He will hunt you down and try and explode on you. So, yeah, never try to inhale Scarfy, always go with the puff of air. I made a Waddle Doo, which we have seen before but I never commented on. Also with the Parasol ability here. Waddle Doos will often fire like that oyster thing was in the previous stage. Hey, Sir Kibble! It's great how many of the series mainstays originated here. And there you go, that's what I was mentioning with the firing and eye lasers. Oh. Oh, geez. A couple Scarfies in the way, but, you know, you can always move around them. Coming up close to a secret. This stage has either 2 or 3 different secrets. And they're all rather fun. There's the first one. If you go through the clouds, right to this little spot, and hit up, you get a cool mint leaf. And some pep brew. All sorts of enemies to kill. Just a nice little diversion. Aw. I was hoping we could mint leaf our way through Krakow, but no such luck. We'll have to make do with the Waddle Doo. So yes, with Mini Krakow here, before he takes on his final form, always hang out in the far left corner, basically. There we go. Well, I always wanted to pick up Tilt and Tumble, but never did. And I think past this, the next Kirby game I played was, Superstar. And I missed out on all the rest. Magic food bag, but we don't really need it. So this section would be annoying without the, spicy curry, but we'll make it through. Ah, here we go. Now we're in the room with the second secret thing. Although this one is more well-known. You just go past the door to the moon, and you get a few items. Nice little free fall. Magic food bag. I believe there should be another one up or two. Right into the boss battle with Krakow. pretty much somewhat similar to the first battle in that you just wait for Waddle Doos to get spit out, take your opportunities when they arise, and pretty much you always want to be on the opposite side of the room from him. This being the very first Kracko fight, he's not really all that hard. Bit of a wasted opportunity there, but yeah. Crap. Oh well. No matter, we are not in any danger. I forgot how frickin' easy this first battle with him is. I thought he did more than that. They would so improve on Kracko's fighting abilities, he would actually become a real threat in basically everyone past this. Alright, good night, Sylvie. Oh, it's totally possible to emulate the tilt sensor. WarioWare Twisted, Yoshi's Universal Gravitation, and Tilt and Tumble are all emulatable. So, here in the final area, another thing that they didn't really do when recreating the stages in later games, you go through the stages again, in very, very shortened forms. And all you have to do is just take out the Kirby at the end, or check that, you touch the Kirby at the end. And then it's boss rush time. Well, not so much rush in that you do have to, you know, get through each of the stages in order to reach the bosses again, but still. Okay. Continuing in order. Not that you really have to continue in order, but, you know. We'll just go that way. And wait for the opportunity and hit Lolo from behind. Excuse me. Lolo. That was a bit tougher since, you know, very close to the door, so I should be a bit better than that and go after them on the other side. Okay, this will take out Lolo. And that'll take out La. Nope, not Kracko just yet. Let's go for Kaboola again. Little tiny bit hard to get through there. Gotta be somewhat skilled with the flying. It's very easy to hit either the top or the bottom spikes. Also, I remember this battle being a lot harder. I don't know if I've just gotten better over the years, or my memory is just that bad. This is basically the easiest of the 4 stages, just try not to fall on the Gordo. And straight into the battle with the big old cloud Kracko. Totally skipping the mini-boss. There we go. Kind of finicky with the controls. Sometimes it will just not shoot out when you want it to. Oh, well, there you go. Finally took a hit from Kracko. So he will do that from time to time, where he will just lunge forward like that. And other times he'll just peacefully gamble across. Yeah. Still no real matter. The only tricky thing is that you don't get any health restores, so you have to do all the bosses, including the final boss, on just 6 hits. And the toughest of them all, King Dedede. Big ol' penguin, who has abilities that match Kirby's own, and the hammer power. Something that Kirby wouldn't get until the next game, Kirby's Adventure. And he's even got the sort of a slide going. Ah, there's the one. The old stomp power, or not really stomp, but like a body slam. So you just have to sort of lead him into hitting next to you or landing next to you, grab the star, and take him out. Not really too hard of a fight, but if you've taken much damage from the previous bosses, then it could be kind of tough. It's also one of the most iconic Kirby battle songs. This would go on to be used in basically every other Kirby game again, outside of little, you know, side games like Kirby's Avalanche, or was it Kirby Star Stacker, I think. And there we go. That is a good point. That basically was the high jump power. Another one of those things that was used once and then more or less forgotten about entirely. Seriously, they, like, never used the high jump power past Kirby's Adventure. The high jump power was good too. Good for facing Kracko, and that was really about it. So now that we've beaten the game, we get to play the game again, because it's time to do Extra Mode. That reminds me. The link here. I'll also link it in the, whatever you want to call it, doobly-doo on YouTube. Since it is worth adding in here. I think I linked it during Halloween when it first came up, but it's still worth seeing for anybody that missed it. Here it is. Get the link. Yeah, that comic and the two after that. Ups A and select on the screen. Okay. So that unlocks Extra Mode. Also, I cannot wait to add this to the mascots for Lexi. There's so many good music choices to go with. Alright. Thanks much, Val. No, I guess I have to reset. Okay, we can do that. Up A select for extra game. You'll notice that I did not save state once while going through the game. Now I very likely will, because extra game just sort of kicks your ass. And I get hit by the very first freaking Waddle Dee. I cannot believe that happened. So, many colors are re-enemied. Many enemies are recolored and are much tougher now. The Bronto birds are... Now, more of them are going to be the type that chase after you. The mushrooms got replaced by cakes. And I believe the, larger animal friends later on are going to be more tigery. I think I remember that. One moment. Okay. Why did I jump over that? So yes, in addition to there being many more enemies, and those enemies being much more aggressive, they also do more damage now. There we go. Kind of barely survived that, but we're good. Oh, never mind, they're not Mortigeri. I'm remembering something else, apparently. Uh-huh, so that happened. Did I bother to save state? No, I did not bother to save state. Oh well. It's not too far back. So yes, as mentioned, some enemies will indeed be doing more damage. Others will just try and murder you all the more. Basically set up so that you cannot race through it like I could before. Okay, more save stating more often. Oh, hello, Tora. Seriously, all the pain. These freaking Bronto verts now. Well, I guess I should say these freaking everythings now. As I walk into a cake. Oh, come here, Bronto Bert. I need your aid in killing a cake. Well, that's now more of a glob, I guess. It's okay. I have a magic food bag right here. Did I already forget if there was... No, there's nothing over here. Okay. Okay, back down to Wispy Woods. Boss battles have not changed overly much. Aside from Gordos. Good lord, man. Really? Really now, game? I blame the rabbit. He told me that that Wispy Woods is still a pussy. Dropping Gordos, which now kill you in 2 hits. That just does not really seem to apply to what you said earlier. I'm having to save state more in this one battle than I did the rest of the game. That really says something. Crap. There we finally go. Okay.